just sit there.
All right, before we get started, if you could please mute your cell phones or put them on vibrate, please. A couple notes before we begin. With the victory tonight, the U.S. is now in first place in the hexagonal on 10 points with 3 victories and also 3 shutouts. From a schedule perspective, tomorrow the team will have the day off, and we will depart on Thursday for Salt Lake City. We have the head coach of the U.S. men's national team, Jürgen Klinsmann. Jürgen, your thoughts on tonight's victory?
Obviously, we're very, very pleased with that performance. I think throughout the entire game, we were in control of it. Every area on the field, the guys did their job. We prepared them for doing certain things. They executed it 100%. Amazing crowd. I mean, it was just a wonderful atmosphere that the players enjoyed it tremendously. We all did. We pushed for a second goal. That's what we said at halftime. We want to add another one to kind of finish things off. And that second goal came, funny enough, through Eddie Johnson, who plays here. And no, we are very pleased, but we still have another one to go. So we want to get those 3 points as well against a very strong Honduras side the next week in Salt Lake City. But as Michael said, they're getting a day off. I didn't know that. You announced that already, no? Huh?
You already announced it.
And they deserve that and get a breather right now. No, overall, a complete performance by the team, and very happy with it.
If you could just wait, we do have a wireless microphone for questions, and we'll start with Grant. It's a little tight, as you can see, so we'll appreciate your help.
Congratulations, Jürgen. Are we starting to see some of the things, are you starting to see some of the things you want from this team a year from now at the World Cup?
I mean, we coaches, we always want to improve things. It's just no matter at what stage you take over a team, you just want to help the team to get better. And you want to give them as much knowledge as possible and as much guidance as possible in order for them to improve, to grow, and to start fine-tuning things. And that's what we said over the last couple of days. We want to fine-tune things. We want to improve their understanding on the field. We want to build partnerships, if it's on the flanks, if it's the 2 center backs, if it's Josie and Clint up front, if it's Michael and usually Jermaine Jones, or now today it was in a very, very strong way Jeff Cameron. You want to kind of just improve that one game at a time, and I think that they're growing in that process. Then you bring young players along, you want to give them that opportunity too, and I think the players, no matter if it's now a more experienced one that comes in like a Brad Davis, or it's a young player like a Joe Corona, they understand their roles. They know now, okay, that's what we demand from them. And obviously, overall as a team, we want to just get better and be able then to compete one day with the best out there.
Jonah.
Jürgen, something seems to have happened with Josie. When got the monkey off of his back with that first goal under you. What's different about him now? It seems like he's playing with a totally different confidence, and the game is coming to him a lot better now.
No, I think he knows that he has our full support, in his development. Again, we talked often about Josie, and often we forget, how young he still is, and you got to give him a bad game or a bad performance as well. But you also, here and there, got to kick him a little bit in his backside, when you want to, or when you think he needs it, and it's just normal, and he's playing a position that I played my whole career for 18 years in big clubs, so I know what's going through his mind. I know, when he struggles, and what we demand from him is then, when you struggle, then just fight your way back into the game and do your job for the team, and how he's doing that in the last couple of games is absolutely outstanding. Already against Costa Rica and in Mexico, and he continues now to do that. I mean, it helped him obviously, scoring then against Germany, because that's what you need. A striker needs goals for his confidence. But as long as he gives everything he has, and I think he's also learning. And I had a longer chat with Ernie Stewart there in Washington. His technical director at Alkmaar. He learns to use his body as well. He's such a physical presence, and sometimes, he doesn't use it. And I think he's just now starting to use it, to shield the ball and to to do a lot of work for us, and it's really nice to see that coming along.
Jeff?
Jurgen, you touched earlier a little bit on Cameron's performance. You know, what specifically about his performance tonight impressed you the most?
Well, we asked him to obviously win a lot of balls back, you know, cover the two center backs, and have a strong presence in there. I don't know how many balls he recovered. You know, he was constantly there. And then we asked him, you know, to play it simple, you know, and he did that. You know, I said, you know, once you get that ball and then just keep it simple. Find Michael Bradley, find Clint, you know, find the players around him, and cover our two center backs. You know, so that was huge. I mean, it was a huge performance by Cam. And for us, it's really important to see that players step in if somebody's injured, somebody yellow carded, like it happens now. You know, and it gives us just even more confidence to go into the next game, knowing that whoever steps in now will get his job done.
Coach, you're sitting on 10 points now. You've seen the group, how teams match up. How many points do you think it's ultimately going to take to get out of this group and, you know, get in that top three?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we just need to get points after points. You know, next week is huge. You know, we want to finish these couple of weeks now with another win. And again, I will say it the day before the game again, it's a must win. You're at home, you got to win your games. You know, then it makes it a lot easier going wherever you need to go. And that's what's going to be, it's going to be our job next week. So if that happens, then that would be just a very good position to have going in the fall period then with 4 more games to go. But I think, you know, that the team realizes now that you have to stand your man in every single game, and you have to give everything you have, and you have to also learn to manage a game when you're goal up and go for the second one, and not just thinking, okay, you know, we gotta hold that result. And I think that's what they did today. You know, they were really eager and hungry to add another goal, and when we could have added another 1 or 2, but we'll find with that. But it's important that they keep playing their rhythm, their pace, with their confidence going forward constantly, and that's what made us really that pleased us a lot today.
A couple of kind of local questions for Seattle. The pitch had become a bit of a controversy in advance. What did you make of it during the game, and what did you make of Brad Evans' performance tonight?
Well, I think every time probably when grass field is put on top of turf, it causes a little bit of discussions. The field was totally fine. The players were fine with it. They did a tremendous job with the field. You know, they accommodated every wish we had. You know, water it here, water it there, and roll it again this morning. I can just give the biggest compliments to everyone here, you know, for the field. And I think Brad Evans is growing into this role, is making a very strong case for himself in our group, you know, to play that role. And I think if you go through the entire team today, it was really complete performance from everyone involved. Yeah.
Franco.
Jurgen, there were a lot of question marks heading into the summer about the defense, but over the last 2 qualifiers, 3, if you go back to Mexico, they've given up just 1 goal. I mean, how impressed are you with the way the defense has been playing, not only today, but over the past few games?
Oh, I think just they grow into that, you know, role. They fine-tune things, you know. More playing time means, you know, better understanding developed. But, you know, you don't know what the next game will bring you. I think question marks will be always there, you know. It's just normal, you know. Important is that on this road towards Brazil, we get the job done and get the points and qualify, and then we can start another period to plan. But it is something that is impressive to see how now Omar and Matt take their roles and how confident they are, and they're not shy. They don't shy away of anything, and it's just. And then we have guys in the back like Clarence. He can play that blindly if there's need to it, and that's what we want to build. You know, a bigger roster to be ready for everything.
Yes, Mr. Chrisman for Panama's Press. From our perspective, you seem to dominated the whole game. USA was better than Panama. Were you hoping a different game? You thought that Panama was gonna brought more difficult for you?
No, I think, we saw the last couple of games from Panama, and I think Deli Valdez is doing a tremendous job with this team. It's a very strong team, dynamic. They can pass through the middle. They can cause you problems anytime, and they caused us a couple of problems still. Even when they were down 2-0, they still pushed it. So it was what we expected. But I think that today we just kind of were more dominant. I think we had that confidence to control the game, and it made it very, very difficult for a very good Panamanian side, and therefore I think today really we deserved that result.
Last one.
I think Eddie Johnson has 3 goals now in the last 7 qualifiers for you guys. What ultimately led to the decision to start him today, and what has he provided you since coming back into the team?
That's very simple. I mean, since we try to double our positions and we try to have always somebody behind, that is as good as almost the starter. Eddie's role was, okay, if something happens, Graham Susie, or even on the left flank, we can throw him in there, even if something up top happens. He's done tremendously, and it deserves a huge compliment. I mean, talking about Brad there before and Eddie, I'm constantly talking to Siggy here, how they're doing, and we have, we kind of have a feeling that we can follow him and help him, and therefore, I mean, we were very pleased to have him in such a strong shape now.
Thanks, Jürgen. Thanks, everyone. The
Thank
mix
you.
zone is now open.